Carmen Day. Chapter. Act 1. Return to the quest screen to view quest details. Alright then. Venti's quest. You should be trapped in a windless land. The feet of the Animo Archon statue in the plaza in front of Mondstadt Cathedral. You and Paimon discover a little girl playing with her imaginary friend. Oh, do we now? Maybe if we navigate to it. There we go.
Hey, look over there! She's all by herself, right? Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. Paimon's creeped out.
I had an imaginary friend too when I was a kid.
What? You mean you used to act like that too? So is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometimes? Or do they just exist in your imagination?
Choices are imaginary means in your imagination, or in your imagination means imaginary. Gee, which one?
Imagination... Imaginary. Oh, you must mean imagined friend, right? Why didn't you just say so? So, this imaginary friend of yours, when does Paimon get to meet them?
We don't hang out anymore.
Seriously? So, imaginary friends just disappear when you grow... Oh,
Yep.
Paimon was looking forward to meeting yours. Hey, don't suppose your sister has an imaginary friend too?
Yeah, sure she does.
No way! You guys are so lucky! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it seems you guys could play it with just the 2 of you.
Oh, Traveler! Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, I guess.
Tone deaf bard. What are you doing
Tone
here?
deaf bard.
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraptions.
Why does the thought of Lisa's contraptions make Paimon so nervous?
Come now, that's no way to speak about the elegant Miss Lisa.
Wonder what sort of...
For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous materials from Sumeru.
Dangerous?
A monocle equipped with some sort of detector.
That's right. Looks like a monocle, but actually it's called an Ernama detector. Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while. And also, I'm testing it out for her, to see if it actually works.
Huh? Why can't Lisa use it?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike sense of wonder. Or maybe there's some other reason for it. If you want to know for sure, just ask her yourself sometime.
So you can see them? Go on, tell us. What does his imaginary friend look like?
That would be telling. Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler. Take a look. See if you can see Nora's imaginary friend.
Wait, what?
Do you see him? Do you see him?
Yeah, seems like they're best friends.
So it does work for you two.
Paimon wants to see? Wait, but this gizmo isn't in Paimon's size. Alright then, you'll just have to be Paimon's eyes on the ground. Let's go see what everyone's imaginary friends look like. Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed, you know? Paimon bets she has an imaginary friend.
Okay.
is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora! A bloaty floaty!
Her imaginary friend is a plant. Aww.
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard.
Hey Flora, can I ask a question?
Sure. How can I help?
Who's your friend?
Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty? Most people can't see him. Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend. We grew up together.
No fair. Paimon hates feeling left out.
Well, then imagine something.
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with a plant who could fly.
Friends with a flying plant? Why?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off into the sky together. You gotta admit that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like to call it. I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his adventures. I think his name was Stanley.
Ah, we know Stanley.
Stanley's an adventurer. And you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The amazing adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell you some of his stories.
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we have other things to attend to.
Flora's, pretty
better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're
mysterious
injured.
kid.
Which
The
child shall we
Amazing Adventures
interrogate
of Stanley.
next?
Paimon's thinking.
Think about his daily.
Oh, how about that little guy on the bridge?
Oh, Timmy, yeah. Just don't scare away his birds. Whoa. Whoa. That's a pretty cool friend, though.
No way!
Yes, way.
Well, that is unexpected.
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard?
Yeah, nice. Guardian angel. I mean, yeah.
Paimon's freaking out right now. That thing is sure to attack us.
It's imaginary.
What say you we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the time being?
Paimon, it's time to say the line.
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line?
The one about exploring the area ahead of us later?
Seriously? Oh, alright then. How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
I hate that line. I want to explore those areas.
Children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
Yeah,
What
kinda
about
is.
adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
Hello, game. Game gone. Oh, there we go. Is anyone outside the tavern? Oh man, every time I go to leave this tavern, like every time, Six-Fingered Jose's option to speak to him's top.
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern, or you miss out on half the fun.
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone.
If I didn't know any better, I would say you're being deliberately uncivil.
Just drink responsibly on my premises, okay?
Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then? You'd throw me out along with the trash, is that it?
Yes.
Throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion, or maybe you've forgotten.
I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose.
They're brothers.
Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain vase?
Sorry, I have no recollection.
Me? No. I don't imagine any friends. Too busy imagining epic adventures.
No imagination.
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups don't appear to have imaginary friends.
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
Seems adults are the same everywhere. Yeah.
So people just stop dreaming when they grow up? Okay, well, Paimon, for one, never wants to grow up.
This raises an interesting
It's
question.
not a matter of stop
At
dreaming,
what
is
age
it?
exactly do people's imaginary friends disappear? Let's go and check. How
See how
about
Ellen is doing.
Someone of her age.
Uh-oh.
Ellen is... Which one's Ellen? Ah, yep, yep. Her imaginary friend is Jean.
Jean? What is Jean doing here?
Okay. So teenagers' imaginary friends are... They're imagining their friends with
Is
someone
Master
real.
Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? Yeah, she's so conscientious. It's terrifying.
Oh, hello.
You need to read all the
What are you
words in
guys
the
doing?
title, Ender.
Are you always training here?
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. It was incredible. It got me really pumped up. I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean?
You only see Bloon's madness.
I mean, obviously, I want to become a knight.
Well.
And if I got to go on an adventure with Jean herself, well, even
as you
better.
grow up and get older, you
Seems
mature and you
Ellen
stop
really
seeing
looks up to Jean.
plastic floaty shapes in everyone, and you know every game becomes equal. You see only game, but that's okay. Either that, or you grow up to be like very Bloonsist, you know, and you segregate games into Bloons games and non-Bloons games. Segregation is a bad thing. Okay, you want to mix and match everything together. It's a melting pot.
Huh, thanks! I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the honorary knight. Would you join me for some sword training?
She wants me to.
How can I
she wants
smash
me
all
to do
these
sword
training dummies at once?
Wait. Parents consent. What are we doing? Destroy the training dummies.
Hey, you. Shame. Didn't man.
You didn't smash them all at the same
How can I
time.
smash all these training dummies at once?
You need Noelle for that. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the plan for Bloons should be today? Obviously the daily.
Oh, how exciting! Huh, so that's how to do it. I'm impressed.
That's how you do it.
Oh, thank you. It's clear I still have a long way to go in my training.
Good luck with that.
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite the pro at this already.
Well, I'm exhausted from
Make a
training,
sun temple?
so clearly my fitness needs some work. One day, though,
On any
I'll
map.
Smash all the training
Deal.
dummies in Mondstadt.
What's it worth to you, Beef?
Ellen, she's our girl. If she can't do it, Hilly Churl.
Thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here I forgot there's something I was supposed to do today. Ugh, but I'm so sore from training. I can hardly move. Honorary Knight, could you deliver a message to Jack for me?
Does a balloon solver glue take on a Moab one-on-one, a 5XX, or a DDT if given camo? I mean, you just sandbox test it. Maybe. I don't know if the glue will stay on long enough to dissolve it. I think it would come down to the map. If it's a straight line and you only get to shoot it a couple times, I'd go with no. I think if you get a couple passes at it, or if it does a big enough loop around you where you can be in contact with it to get another, like to keep replacing the glue when it falls off, yes. Long map for time doesn't count because the glue won't stay on it, so it doesn't matter for extra long. Right? Because you don't have Moab glue if you're 5 in your top line, so the glue will come off. Although when the stickier one, it doesn't come off as quickly though, that one, does it? No, I think it still does. No, I think if you only get the one shot at it, I'd say no, it doesn't take it on. Who's Jack?
He's a friend of mine. Recently started as an adventurer. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know it'll have to be another day? If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Temple of the Lion. He's adventuring with Stanley today. Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer,
it does kill them? Okay.
Renowned in all of Mondstadt. He once set foot in the Mare Javari. Great! Thank you so much.
I don't even know why it's a discussion. Like, you just jump in Sandbox and test it, right? It's like we were talking about one of the things the other day, and I was in a game, and I didn't want to break the game to Sandbox, but we tested it after. And it does happen a lot where people say, in my opinion, this does this or this does this. It's like, it's not an opinion. It either does it or it doesn't do it.
Someone needs assistance.
You know, when we jumped into Sandbox and we tested it and we said, see, I can't remember the result. It either did or it didn't. But that was the thing, like, a lot of stuff like that either does or it doesn't. So it's funny that you, like, I know it happens in streams, right? It has like they get into a discussion over. It's like, why is this even up for discussion? Just like the Sandbox mode exists, you don't even have to, you know, get into a run where you can feasibly build it. Yeah, just make it happen. It's really good. I love the Sandbox mode in Bloons. You put in sufficient effort. That's good. The good news is you've always set the bar low, so she should be pleased. Don't tell her you did that. Like, no cryo animo. That's fine. Can we put cryo in? For some reason, I feel like I'm getting baited to put cryo in, but I'm just going to take the elemental resonance.
I'll bring my seasonings. The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing.
Wow,
Win back
We didn't bag or loot. The,
Looks like we can't go any further.
okay.
Not to worry. Allow me.
The game said, oh, you
Those
don't
who
have any
wander in
armor,
the
what are you going
dust,
to do?
The wind shall send soaring sky high.
I don't think it should have done that because it's giving us Venti.
Brace yourselves.
Thanks, Venti. I guess you can only have one 5-point glue, right? So that's probably the issue. Like, wouldn't that be the solution to every map then? If Glue Guy can solo, wouldn't you just put a bunch of 4XX gluers somewhere, like at the front, and then have a 5X gluer on the already slowed ones, and then you just win everything? I suppose you've got to deal with what pops out of the moabs as well. Although Glue Soak does that. Just the you know how the glue lasts however long it lasts for. Does it get a refresh timer on when a balloon pops, or does the amount of time that it stays on a balloon transfer to the child balloons? Yeah, I did a glue-only run on a map, and I really liked it. The problem was it's really hard going in the early stages, but the glue guys were really strong. I can't remember how far we got. I used Quincy to help out at the very beginning.
Hey, are those guys?
Try not to enjoy this too much.
It costs a lot? I can't remember the price.
I was so sure I was about to die.
To be fair, that could have gone either way. So, you must be Jack the Adventurer, I assume?
Yes. Who are you?
Actually, we came looking for you.
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your next adventure together. She'll join you some other time.
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me, and then had to rescue me.
That's okay.
I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that I, Stanley, couldn't have dealt with by myself.
Why didn't you?
Whoa, you are Stanley? You are that legendary adventurer? Renowned in all of Mondstadt? Who once set foot in the Mare Javari?
The very same.
I must say, it's an honor to meet one as legendary as yourself. Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
That's our Stanley.
Well, I think you're now in the safe hands of Stanley, the great explorer and legend of Mondstadt. In which case, why head back now?
Okay, motion passed by unanimous consent. Let's head further in.
I'm pretty sure Stanley was shaking in his boots just
I'm
then.
guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories.
Yeah,
Am I
that's
right?
it.
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Well, your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Magivari.
Stanley sounds like a
Enough
fraud.
already. Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth.
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Where was I?
You and your partner reached the Magivari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Precisely! There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The edge of that.
Why is he not
Suddenly,
getting...
my
Hey.
partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow. So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more. With the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
That poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
Happened because Stanley's alive. He's telling fibs.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's
Brace yourself.
the dream.
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes clogging up the
Yeah, where do we
sewers.
fall?
Wouldn't gliding be
You
faster?
shouldn't
Wait.
die in a place with no wind.
I got saved
Why
and
do
then
they
fell
keep
through the
going
floor.
on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Marijavari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
Okay, let's try this again.
Brace yourselves.
Easy.
Here we go.
Let's go. Oh, now what are you gonna do, huh? Hello, Peppa. How's Chat gonna see you down there? Not on my chair today.
Traveler, I believe I've made a small discovery.
Come here. Up. Retreat. Come here. Come here. Whoa, say hi, Chat. There you go. You've made a small discovery, hey Venti.
Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
Yep.
What? Stanley has an imaginary friend?
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination on his face.
It's because Stanley's making up all his stories.
Oh, you thought so too, huh? I agree. He wasn't telling the whole story.
Please excuse me. I'll be leaving now.
Because I'm scared. Because I'm not actually an adventurer. I'm a storyteller.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told anyone before. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. The sword of brilliant valor and the shield of magnificent honor.
I'm not bullying Stanley. I'm just
don't
outing
know
him
whether
for
you
being a
believe
liar.
me, but apparently, both the sword and shield are still right here in Mondstadt, over in Dadaupa Gorge. Since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons?
Why did he abandon them in the wild then?
I don't know. Outstanding individuals always come with their quirks, right? If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable of, maybe they'll finally come around to the idea of me being an adventurer. Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited, and my parents don't support my goals one bit. So, what do you say? Help a guy out?
So I'm
I
willing to give you
can't
a
bring
boost
myself to
this
tell
one
Stanley
time.
about it because my reasons are so selfish. But I swear I'll give the weapons back to him as soon as I'm done.
Aw, poor Jack.
Alright.
Let's help him
We'll
out.
help him out. We'll give him a boost. But, you know, if he doesn't stick to it, show up on time regularly, you know, put the effort in, the boost will be for nothing.
Venti, you coming too?
I don't know.
Like he's got to do his dailies.
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had someone fetch for me a couple years ago. Help me find these weapons, and it's all yours.
I mean, sure, why not?
Dadaupa Gorge, was it? Let's hurry. There's no time to lose.
Venti's a lush. Stanley's a fraud. I mean, it's understandable why everyone loves him, though. He does have a pretty good novice adventurer beard. You know, for a fake adventurer. Unless it's a glue-on beard. Oh, the conspiracy just gets deeper. Stanley's beard is not even actually his beard. He stole it from an actual adventurer. Where does it end, Stanley? Is there anything you wouldn't do? I know. That's what I'm thinking. I think, like, did you notice something about his best friend? His invisible best friend? His imaginary best friend? Did you notice something about him? He's made that person the image of the man he wants to be. He wants to be an epic adventurer. And obviously, in Beard Cutie Land, he would want to have an epic beard, but since he knows he can't grow one, his imaginary friend doesn't have one. Bum bum bum. Oh, I'll see. I'll see, alright. This area is too big, and I see no visual cues. Is it in the cooking pot? There it is.
Hey, that bunch of hilly churls! Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely!
Well, let's go take it.
Lo and behold, the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
I'm buying it.
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Paimon, and a little worse for wear, too. Why would hilly churls be bowing down before a piece of junk like this?
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilly churls were already celebrating.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic, I'm at a loss for words.
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an Animo crystal fly? They're found in the open country around Mondstadt City. If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. It truly resembles an exquisite crystal dancing in the night air. Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back. It's the brilliant ray of light that guides you out from the darkness.
That was some very elaborate ox dung.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to be it. This is the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
What?
So, we got our sword.
What?
Now
Hey.
we just need that shield.
No wonder his parents
Let's
don't believe
scout
in him
around.
as an adventurer.
It's definitely in
He's an idiot.
Dadu Gorge, so... huh?
There's somebody there.
Stanley? What's he doing here?
He's acting so weird.
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those Mora-spouting weasel thieves passed by is all.
What? Where? I want to see.
Maybe another time.
Jack, maybe
we
have you
have a
tried
shield to
doing
find,
something
remember?
like, I don't know, grinding flour or churning butter as an occupation? I hear there's people out, the people up at Dragonspine need twig collectors. The god of the country is telling you this is a cool sword. You believe him? Yeah, but Jack doesn't know he's the god of the country, right? He just knows him as a bard. And as much as we all love Bard's Tale, we know they're worth less than a grain of salt. And probably not even the thought that the grain of salt was conceived from. And Traveller had just literally said, what a magnificent pile of ox dung. Also, when we used the Necronometer monocle thing, Jack didn't have an imaginary friend, which means he's come to his senses and doesn't have his whimsical childhood, so he shouldn't fall for some story rubbish. Now, Stanley, he would totally fall for the story rubbish. That's because he's an idiot. Oh, I don't have Venti with me.
No one escapes my sight!
There was the quest arrow, though. I get it, it's the quest guy. But seriously.
Lo and behold, the shield of magnificent honor.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. It's a chunk of wood. A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached. Who in their right mind would use this as a shield?
Our Healy Chell.
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was just taken from a wine barrel.
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is none other than the shield of magnificent honor. Warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield the one that has fought in countless wars and lived to tell the tale? Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent strength of will. Is that not the true meaning of honor?
No, it's not.
You do have a point. Shiny new shields don't stay new and shiny for long. Okay then. Well, maybe if we ask nicely,
No.
he'll just let us take the shield of magnificent honor for free.
Or we could kill him.
Ahem. Excuse me, Mr. Hilly Churro? Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some Hilly Churlium by now. If not, there's always... Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. Oh no. We ticked him off big time.
And I can't attack him. Heaven forbid we burn his magical shield.
Try not to enjoy this.
Lost him again. Where's your shield now?
Hey, he dropped the the Shield of Magnificent Honor and ran.
Guys, thank you so much. I can't believe I actually found them.
Yeah, it didn't.
Mom, Dad, check out the legendary weapons I found.
Hey, wait! The wine, you promised! And I actually helped a lot this time.
It makes up for last time we did nothing.
What are you doing here, Stanley? Out for a stroll?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard?
Oh, you know, I thought this sounded familiar. You know where they got this story from?
Out for a stroll, too?
Henry's
That's
telling
right.
stories
An
from
after-dinner stroll,
other
to be
adventurers.
precise. We were also helping
Like
a
the
friend
dude
look
in
for
Harry
something.
Potter,
Paimon's
who
starting
told
to think
stories from
Stanley
other
might be a
adventurers.
fraud.
And probably like from a whole bunch of other stories where the adventurer wasn't an adventurer. He just stole stories from real adventurers.
Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here in advance so
Is that
as
what's
to
happened?
not hurt Jack's feelings?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You fought battles here before, after all.
You better believe it. I can navigate this whole area with my eyes closed.
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance. And your memory, too.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch out, though. This place is crawling.
Nah, he's a
with
BS
hidden
artist,
treasures.
straight up.
I'll get back to my,
He was following us.
stroll now. Goodbye.
Guilty conscience much?
Well,
Hey,
he
Carmen.
shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Jack, should he? Although, on further reflection, I must say I'm intrigued. Someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present instead. I wonder, if such a
said
person was
good evening,
forced to
Carmen.
take their first step towards the future, which way would they go?
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing to myself. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to Angel's Share tonight.
To where? Where are we going? Where am I supposed to go, Venti? I want to go there first. Do I have to wait first?
Deep breath. Keep going.
Wait for night to fall. Okay, well. Are you doing the next Dungeons and Doggos? You're gonna play as a city guard in a campaign. So you're gonna like stand at your post while the adventurers do everything, and then eventually like someone else in the group who's been out actually doing the campaign will come and talk to city guard Chromo and be like, "Yeah, man, you missed it." And you'll be like, "No, I didn't. I stood here all day, and I made sure no one came through the gates."
Tell me, Stan. Tell me, what should I do?
Wait, he's not even Stanley? Stanley's the imaginary friend?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name? Could there be another person called Stanley?
Stanley was the adventurer that died.
It should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Melchivari that day. Why won't your spirit come and stop me from using your name? Why, Stanley?
Because you're a fraud.
If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me. you would have never died in that windless corner of the world. You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day. But now, that'll never happen, because your life was cut short, and all because of a worthless tag-along.
Does anyone get what's going on here?
Yeah, it's been obvious for a while.
I think our friend
Paimon.
really did make it to the Mare Javari. And I think the tragedy he encountered there was real too. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, that was his partner, not him. The real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place is because he stole the other Stanley's name?
Yep. He should
I
be
fear
outed,
that may be the
ridiculed, and
case.
exiled.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all about you. So I tell you adventure stories at every opportunity. Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Mare Javari. He's the greatest adventurer there ever was, and he lives on. Stanley will never die, because I am Stanley. I am Stanley. I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm getting too old. Now, are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
No, I'm kind of sick of what I've heard already.
Yikes! We're busted!
You're a bad man. Really? We gotta talk to him? I don't want to talk with this lowlife.
Go away. Save your questions. And just leave me in peace.
Yep, easily done.
But
Leave now. Don't make me tell you again.
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Ah, Jack.
I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword and shield. My parents are finally supporting me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me, so I can take them out on the road.
That's wonderful! So, Jack, is this the part where you bid farewell to Mondstadt and set off on your intrepid trip traversing Teyvat?
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go too far from home just yet. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. They're what inspired me to become an adventurer in the first place. Stanley, Oh, you're drunk again.
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off, maybe you can tell me some more of your stories?
Stanley's really fond of that kid, don't you think?
Jack. Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for not telling him about my secret.
Huh? All of a sudden you're facing the facts? That isn't like you.
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. His adventurous spirit is so pure, unblemished. I'm just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star, full of potential. I cannot allow his dreams to be crushed.
you're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure stories and experiences. They're all true, aren't they?
Stories? Experiences? What's the point of them anymore? To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy these days. That's my biggest secret of all. And my biggest fear. All these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality and the details of his life, I don't remember them clearly anymore. But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land.
Can't we just take
where his
Venti there
spirit
and
can
blow
never
his
be
spirit back?
recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stanley isn't the living, breathing friend he knew at all. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior. And that image has held him captive his entire life.
I'm too old. I never let go.
I'm
Still,
23.
so much is
Never
slipped away.
adventure again.
I'm completely and utterly worthless. No adventurer should have to go that way. No adventurer ever.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
I think Venti's taking advantage of a drunk guy.
I can't believe it.
They should have changed his name to Hans.
And thank you, Lord Barbados. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to calm back down. But I think that I'm gonna be okay.
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do, of course, mean libation.
And by libation, you mean you're not leaving this tavern till you're too drunk to walk, right?
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised me a rare vintage in exchange for helping him out, remember? I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly. Let's meet at the usual place.
Alright then.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey!
Be quiet, Elmo. And Jack's gonna get killed because he's got some rinky-dink sword and a cask lid as a shield. I think Venti and Hans can share the blame on that death when the time comes. That's it.
You made it. Finally.
Oh,
Not all of us can fly up here, dude.
Just tell us where you mean next time, okay? We looked everywhere.
No, we didn't. We came straight here,
So,
Carmen. Don't tell
did you
lies.
at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition vintage.
It was last
When
week's box
actually,
wine.
it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right? You mentioned it before.
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better. were tiny seeds of hope.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form? Venti, do you mean you used to look different than you do now?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend.
So you're fake Venti?
In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom, and we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Same situation as with Stanley's friend.
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course. The suspense is killing, Paimon. Now's the time you suddenly get a craving
Yeah, go
for
get some apples, Paimon.
Really?
Getting a little peckish or something.
Oh, so peckish.
Paimon's had it up to here with you.
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Moments like this always take me back. Back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.
Quest complete. To be continued. We got stuff. He's sitting silently. Sometimes even the some wind grows heavy in its grief, but not mortals could ever see a moment oh so brief.